Welcome to the Glitch Report, your daily marketing botcast. Brought to you by Leadpages. Here are our hosts, Kai and Luna.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into some seriously interesting stuff happening right now at the crossroads of marketing and AI.
Yeah, it's wild how fast things are changing, like really, really fast.
And the changes are so huge. I mean, we're talking about things that could totally reshape how we find information online and how businesses connect with their customers.
Totally.
So, ready to unpack it all.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So let's start with these AI overviews that Google's rolling out. I'm sure everyone listening has seen them, right? Those little summaries that pop up at the top of your search results.
Definitely. Especially for those, how-to questions or when you're trying to solve a specific problem.
Right, exactly. And the stats show they're popping up in almost a third of searches now.
Yeah. I saw that too.
But the question is, what does this actually mean for SEO? What's the real impact here?
Well, for the average person searching, it seems pretty great, right? You get your answer right away. But if you're a website owner or a content creator, it's definitely a game changer.
How so?
Well, think about it. Now you're not just competing for clicks. You're competing for that top spot, the one that gets featured in that AI-generated summary.
Right.
And Google seems to really favor those high authority sites.
Yeah. It's almost like you need to already be a big player to even get a look in.
Yep. It can be a tough spot for smaller sites or businesses trying to, get their content noticed.
Okay, so let's say you are one of those smaller players. What can you do? How can you stand out in this, AI-driven world?
Well, the key is to make sure your content is super clear, concise, and authoritative. And it needs to be structured in a way that Google's algorithms can easily understand. Think bullet points, numbered lists, well-defined headings, that sort of thing.
So it's not enough to just write a great blog post anymore. You have to present it in a way that the AI can digest and prioritize. So we've talked about Google and AI overviews. Let's shift gears and talk about Meta. So they recently announced they're removing the option for advertisers to pick specific audiences for their Advantage Plus catalog ads.
Yep, that's right.
And they're essentially handing over control to their algorithms. So what's the deal with that? Why are they making this change?
Well, from their perspective, it's all about efficiency and better results for advertisers, at least in theory.
Okay, so how does that work exactly?
Meta believes that its algorithms, using all the data they collect, can better identify who's most likely to be interested in an ad than humans can.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They have so much data on user behavior.
Exactly. And the idea is that, by leveraging machine learning, they can target those ads much more effectively.
But doesn't that also mean advertisers are giving up control? How do they know their ads are actually reaching the people they want to reach?
Yeah, that's the big question. And it's a trade-off that a lot of marketers are grappling with right now.
Definitely. On the one hand, automation can free up a lot of time and resources.
Right.
But on the other hand, you have to trust that the platform's algorithms are going to do a good job.
Right. And, for some marketers, that can be a big leap of faith.
It definitely is. Yeah. And it's just, another example of how AI is changing the balance of power in advertising. Okay, so let's move on to our last topic for today, which is ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically, its new ability to engage with controversial topics.
This is where things get really interesting. We're talking about AI and censorship and the whole concept of free speech. It's fascinating.
Right. And it's a lot to unpack. So OpenAI recently updated their guidelines for ChatGPT, and they're now allowing it to engage with these more sensitive topics.
Yep.
So things like the ethics of starting a tobacco company.
Right. Or the legality of insider trading.
Exactly. But the key here is that it's supposed to present this information objectively without injecting any moral judgment or opinions.
Right. So it can delve into these complex issues, lay out the facts, but it's not going to tell you what's right or wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, it raises some interesting questions, right? Can AI truly be objective?
Right.
And then there's the whole question of who gets to decide what topics are okay for discussion.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. And OpenAI is trying to walk this fine line. On the one hand, they want to allow for greater intellectual freedom, let AI explore a wider range of topics.
Right.
But they also want to make sure that ChatGPT remains a responsible and safe tool.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike. I mean, you're never going to please everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate this moving forward.
It definitely will. All right. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a great conversation.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
Until then.
Bye.